Hello, friends. Today, for the 12 Days of Yule, the prompt is to reflect on your last year of practice. So, we're just going to jump right into it. The last year of my practice was mostly preparatory. I finished off some certifications, I started a YouTube channel, those kinds of things, because the vast majority of my time was spent being my father's caregiver. So when you spend so much time taking care of another human being, you don't have long periods of uninterrupted time for oneself. So most of what I was doing was in the odd moments I could grab to do things for myself. So breaking that down on just kind of reviewing what I actually did. I started a YouTube channel. Hence this conversation even occurring, me talking to you, which has been a wonderful experience in many ways. It has been very good to be able to do something creative again. Some of my main focus on that has been a series of shorts on tarot, which I managed to complete, and on color magic, which I also completed. Other things that have been big in my practice this year are magic as self-care, or charms, rituals, what have you, as self-care. So under that category, I have learned a lot about how to turn everyday things into a ritual, into a magical experience. One of the biggest ones has been just actively visualizing while I'm bathing, to not just wash my body physically, but also spiritually, to visualize the water grabbing all of the energetic gunk and removing it. Paired with that have been a lot of candle magic. I have lit a lot of candles this year, both for myself and for those who are close to me in my family or my friends. I have lit a lot of candles for prosperity, for health, for peace, for cleansing, in a lot of different contexts for a lot of different people. I have been smudging regularly and using Reiki regularly to cleanse my physical space of just any dead spaces where energy's not moving. I've been very much focusing on how energy moves, how the flow of life continues. And also under that category, this kind of bridges the gap between both self-care and magical learning. Tarot, other forms of cartomancy, you can see I have a whole lot behind me here. Just actually slowing down enough to flip a few cards up when I just need a different perspective, or to actually take the time to review my notes of previous readings. That's why I've got somewhere over here, I have a series of notebooks where I just have more and more notes piling up on different topics here on my desk. In terms of magical learning, things that I've focused on learning this year, I just, in the month of December, finished my certification as a death doula and as a life coach. I plan on focusing specifically on the spiritual side of life coaching when I start accepting clients. So that's been a big part of it. Additionally, I have been accumulating a lot of books. I haven't actually finished reading many of them yet, but I have accumulated a lot of books on various traditions of magic and folk traditions. Specifically, I've accumulated a whole bunch on the various native shamanistic of North America traditions, because while I know I don't look at much, I am descended of one of the native tribes back in Missouri who no longer exist, at least not in a formal way. So I've been impressed that I need to connect with that part of my ancestry more. I've also been doing a lot of research into my Scots and Irish ancestry, most of whom were in the Appalachian Mountains. So I ended up learning a fair bit about Appalachian granny magic. And those have been the two like main focuses of where I've been studying this year. And then I guess the last thing to consider as far as reflecting on the last year of my practice is my personal growth. Boundaries, just personal boundaries, have been a struggle throughout my life. And for the first time in quite literally decades, I am able to just see who's calling on my phone and go, you know what? No, I'm not going to talk to you right now. And not feel guilty about it, which is huge. Being raised in a very traditionally Mormon household, where mom was raised in a very Catholic household, guilt is big in my family. Guilt and shame. And so I've put a lot of effort into breaking that cycle, particularly for things that have absolutely nothing wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with saying, you know, you are in a big mood that is going to destroy my peace right now. I will talk to you when you are calm. If that takes months, that takes months. I have several siblings who are very upset with me at the moment because that is my stance of, I can't heal you. While I am a healer, you have to want to be healed, and you have to put work in yourself. You can't just walk up to someone else with all your trauma and say, it's yours now. That doesn't actually solve any of the problems. And so coming to that realization and that personal growth in my own family life has been huge. As has been said by many people on the internet in the last year, breaking generational curses, breaking generational trauma. It is a lot of work, but it has been some of the most satisfying and fulfilling work that I have done this year. Particularly, again, touching back on the caregiving for my father, there was a lot that he was processing. A lot that he was reviewing about his life and realizing, maybe people aren't what I thought they were. I actually ended up having quite a few conversations with him over the last 6 months to a year of his life, where he finally started opening up and going, oh, yeah, maybe they had good reasons for behaving the way they did. Maybe they had good reasons for not living the way I chose to live. And that was a fascinating experience to watch. I think I'm at the point of just rambling now, though. So that's my year in review. And until next time, walk in the light, my friends.